Meteorologist Jaclyn Shearer as we deal with another severe weather threat. And the question is it going to be anything like we saw yesterday, that apartment complex in Lancaster, a bit of flooding there?
Yeah, and you know what, for some areas we could be dealing with a similar situation, but fortunately in this window of time that we were really concerned about that severe weather, so far we've been pretty lucky. All right, so I have a lot of maps and I have a lot of bad news in my 7-day forecast here, but I just want to show you this first. We are looking at a dry week after this, a nice long break from the rain after today. But all right, let's talk a little bit about what we're dealing with right now, because it is definitely rain. Here's a look right now at early morning Doppler 9. Some showers all throughout the area, and if you were watching this morning, I said that any thunderstorms we see during this time do have the potential to become severe. And thankfully, we have not seen any thunderstorms yet. So that's the good news there. The bad news, of course, is that we are seeing some moderately heavy rainfall in some spots there. Almost a half of an inch an hour is what I've been tracking over the past hour or so. So that's something that we're very mindful of. But also, we're very concerned about what's still to come, because this storm is pretty far from being over. And I wanted to show you here all of this mess that's headed our way here, a lot of that severe storm activity and some lightning as well. So some of that thunderstorm activity definitely still possible over the next few hours. But one thing that you can kind of think of this as is something that would ignite a fire. So as we're pushing through the next few hours, we really just see these showers that pop in and out like this. And that's about the match here. But what we need, of course, is that fuel to make this really, really pop. And as we're moving through the next few hours, you'll notice that we're starting to lose that just a little bit. So this is thunderstorm fuel. It's actually a measurement called CAPE that measures our instability. And once we get into these greens and yellows, that's where we start to be a little bit more concerned. And we've been there for a while. It started around 11 and it continues into the next few hours, but there hasn't been a spark yet, thankfully. So as we continue to see this pushing through our area, we're starting to see those rain chances dropping off just a little bit, meaning that by the time we see this final wave pushing through in the afternoon, we might see a weak thunderstorm or two, but for the most part, the biggest threat is right now. And again, we're doing okay out there. So until about 2 p.m., you want to keep your guard up, especially if you are in our South Carolina counties or the southernmost parts of North Carolina, including, of course, Mecklenburg and Union County at this point. But we are getting through the worst of it without much impact, thanks to those thunderstorms not popping up. So here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Temperatures looking pretty nice, drying out after today. And as we're moving into the weekend, looks like we also hold on to that dry weather, at least for a little while. So we might be able to salvage a little bit of our weekend. This was the 6th wet weekend in a row. So it's been a long time since we've been able to say that. But again, we're not out of the woods quite yet. Of course, we have a few more hours where we're still dealing with that threat of very severe weather. But for the most part, just some light rain out there right now.
All right, definitely stay safe out there, but try to enjoy the day with mom if you're
right,
celebrating Mother's Day out
absolutely,
there.
yeah.
All right, thank you, Jaclyn.